Well. The third season of Drag Race UK has just finished airing, and you know what that means. It's time for 12 more seasons to start airing until the end of the year. But for now, let's just focus on this one and rank the queens using this point system. However, before we do that, let me also take a hot second to thank Felix Morales, fucking Denise and Phil. The fact that that's your name on Patreon is so funny to me. Like, how did you get that? I laughed for that for like a whole minute after getting the email that you joined, whoever you are. Next, Andrews, Ali, Chris, Kevin, and Michaela. Again, thank you all for supporting me on there. I cannot tell you how much you're helping me. For December and January, because most major holidays are in those months, I will lower the cost for each tier, so to everyone that's on there, just a heads up. Without any further ado, let's get into this ranking. In the last place, as should be expected, is the first eliminated queen of the season, Anubis. I think that, and I'm taking some of this from Top RPDR Video's video about the season, Anubis was cast to be the other 20-year-old queen on the show, the one that the production expected to see fail in the first episode, so that another 20-year-old from the show, whose focus in drag is on her looks, could seem that much stronger of a competitor. They could kind of plan for this, given that they knew that the season's first episode is "Show us the looks that you brought from home." Now, I liked some of Anubis's looks that she later posted on Instagram, especially her fruity look. If you have not seen it, look it up. Also, just me as someone who appreciates ancient mythologies, love her name. I was, however, a little disappointed with her goddess look. Like, come on, your name's Anubis. Egyptian mythology is full of cool gods that have human bodies but animal heads. There is so much that you could have done to spice it up and not make it generic. Also, I didn't really appreciate Ella making fun of Anubis's name. She didn't do that with any other queen in the roast. I know that Ella meant nothing bad with that, but it just came off as iffy to me. In the 11th place, same as originally, is Elektra Fence, who earned 1 point in her stay on the show. So thus, she has a PP, or points per episode score, of 0.5. First of all, love her freckles. Like, I love that shit. Second of all, you know how the season essentially planned to have a double Shantae. I know it wouldn't have made sense because it's only the second episode and she wasn't much of a competitor, but I would have called a double Shantae between Elektra and Vanity. Who knows? This might just be my unpopular opinion. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. In the 10th place, lamentably, is Charity Kase, with 9 points and a PP score of 1.8. I cannot remember the last time a queen made me as excited about Drag Race and drag in general as Charity. Her style is so fucking cool. Her makeup is always on point. She knows how to take a category and make it her own without doing the Krystal method thing of, "Ooh, look how quirky and weird I am." My top 3 looks of the season are all Charity's looks. Furthermore, I love that little part of the episode she had when she talked about the stigma with having HIV, both when it comes to the queer and the, non-queer community. It's such an important thing to talk about, and I'm glad that the show did not meddle with the editing of this moment. Also, all of her exit interviews show just how intelligent she is. I feel like she maybe went onto the show knowing that she wouldn't be winning it, in the sense that she knew that RuPaul would not respond well to her, but I just applaud her time on the show. She killed it, even though she is so low in the ranking. In the 9th place, we have Vanity Milan with 19 points and a 2.1 recurring PP score. Vanity is this low in the ranking because of her frequent bottom 2 placements and her frequent low placements as well. I started out this season kinda mild on Vanity, not having much of an opinion on her. Then in the middle of the season, I started enjoying her, and then by the end, I just kind of gave up on her. Obviously, we all have different opinions, that goes without saying, but anytime she would describe her runway looks, I would just lose my mind laughing, because what she would be saying would either just be like generic drag related descriptors that don't actually describe her look properly, or things that are just false. Like how she said that she was giving Cleopatra in her goddess look. Oh, Cleopatra, a white human woman. Yeah. To quote Kennedy, but she's beautiful. No, seriously, she's one of the cutest queens that we've had on the show, in or out of drag. Oh my god. How much time do we have to talk about Vanity's performance in the lip syncs? Especially her performance to Scandalous. Good God. Drag Race UK usually isn't known for good lip syncs, but Vanity just came and said, "Oh, wait, what's that? You want me to wipe the floor with all of my opponents, even the ones that are really good performers? I will most certainly do that." Lip sync assassin for an all-star season, please? Also, and I don't know what the general opinion is, but she has the best promo look. Like, she just looks stunning here. In the 8th place is Veronica Green. So, Veronica was kind of set up to fail in a way. The second portion of Season 2 of Drag Race UK and Season 3 in its entirety were filmed almost back to back. So, Victoria not only could not work during COVID times, which are still happening, but, during the major point of the pandemic, she then also could not return to Season 2 with the looks that she had planned for the rest of the season. She then, even if she could have worked COVID-wise, she could not have fully because UK2 had not been out yet, so her booking fees would not have helped her. Then she had to prepare a whole another wardrobe for Season 3 and go on that season basically with a broken spirit. They should have asked her back for Season 4. It's no surprise then that her performance was poor in the season and that her score is this low, as she earned 7 points in the 3 episodes that she competed in, making her PP score 2.3 recurring. In the 7th place is Choriza May. Choriza has the same score overall and PPE wise as another queen, the queen in the 6th place. But Choriza has a mini challenge win under her belt. Once we take that 1 point away, she is obviously below the queen in the 6th place. But let's talk about Choriza for now. ¿Cómo se dice en español? Legend? Okay, first of all, her name is maybe one of the best pun drag names ever. She was such a ball of joy in the season, and I always love me a foreign queen. Bonus points in my book because she, someone whose first language is Spanish, went into the season knowing that RuPaul was just waiting to snipe her down and use her as just comedic relief, because that's RuPaul for you. Also, why can't they pronounce her name right? Like, okay, sure, maybe the th is not something that comes naturally to you. I know I struggle with it sometimes. But then just say Choriza. I really enjoyed her in the season, as I've said, but certain aspects of her that the other queens mentioned, like her allegedly smelling bad and being horny all the time, it's like, what? Are we adults or are we not adults? This may be controversial, but I agree with the double sachet she and River were in. Their performances weren't really given the energy that the song Shout asks for. People are just upset because the two of them were possible Miss Fan favorites of the season. Speaking of Riva, she's here in this video that's on YouTube in the 6th place in this ranking that's done by me. And as I have already said, she has the same score as Choriza. Okay, I'll stop. Oh my god. River for me won this season with her episode 1 runway performance. She also won the season in the infomercials episode, having a fantastic look in that video and a fantastic look on the runway. I think she mentioned in her exit press that certain aspects of her runway look in that episode were not actually expensive, but listen, that just makes it even greater, because she made the whole thing look expensive and regal as fuck. That takes skill. Also, again, always love seeing extra bit of foreign culture in whichever season of Drag Race, but much like with Hispanic queens, East and Southeast Asian queens are almost never taken seriously on Drag Race, so it's a bummer that the show never really saw River's potential. In the 5th place is Scarlett Harlett, with possibly one of the worst promo picks ever. Oh my god, they did her so dirty with this one. She earned 19 points in the 7 episodes that she competed in, which is why she has this nightmare of a PPE score. What the fuck was wrong with the queens on UK3 that they felt the need to constantly attack Scarlett? Scarlett. Bob the drag queen very correctly said something like, is Scarlett just supposed to sit there and let them all tell her how shit she is? Like, no person in their right mind wouldn't stand up for themselves. Also, Scarlett did something very mature in those situations. She knew that she was very emotional and that her response to what was being said would have maybe been bad, so she took herself out of the situation to calm down and to think clearly. Well done, Scarlett. However, I implore you to stop yelling in the confessionals. You're mic'd, babe. We can hear you very well. In the fourth place, honestly, this is a surprise to me. I would not have seen this coming at the beginning of the season, is Krystal Versace. Krystal earned 29 points in the 9 episodes that she competed in, and thus has a 3.2 recurring PP score. Listen, any PP score above 3 is great, but she had a pretty dramatic fall in that regard. I won't spend much time talking about her here and now, as I'm planning to do a video on her treatment and the edit on the show, which is just all sorts of weird. It goes without saying, congratulations to her on winning the season. I mean, any of the top 3 could have won the season, we've already talked about that, so I'm not surprised with this win. Hopefully people are being nice to her on social media and are not attacking her for winning. In the third place is who you all have been waiting for, I assume, Victoria Scone. Or is it Scone? Yes, everyone correctly predicted that she would have a huge ass PP score and a high placement in this ranking due to her earning points in the last episode that she competed in, and due to her never landing below safe in the season. I know, it's not much of an accomplishment when you competed in only 2 episodes, but hey, we all know that Victoria is a strong competitor. For fuck's sake, her name is Victoria. Name a better female name. That's right, you cannot. We haven't seen her best in the season. She's going to come back for season 4, I'm assuming, and honestly, possibly win. To be perfectly honest with you, this season, when we look at the challenges, was like tailor-made for Victoria to win it. Think just like how the challenges on All Stars 3 were made for Ben de la Creme to do well in them. Did the show have ulterior motives when casting Victoria? Possibly. We know that they have no problem using people as pawns, but we shall see what Victoria does the next time she competes to properly assess the situation. In the second place, we have Miss Kitty Scott-Claus, though from now on, I think she should change her name to the cat Scott-Claus. Kitty earned 33 points in the 9 episodes that she competed in, thus she has a very impressive PP score of 3.6 recurring. She has the longest streak of being high or winning in this season with 4 episodes, which is yet again an accomplishment. Kitty did everything right this season, except for the whole pretending to shit on the toilet bit in her infomercial, but I don't acknowledge that episode's existence. That episode is faulty on so many levels. That episode never happened. What are you talking about? What episode? I love how we all almost unanimously were like, okay, so Kitty should have won the Maxi Challenge in episode 2 and Krystal should have won the Fugly Ball, so let's just swap those 2 wins in our minds. That's fine. Finally, there's balance in the universe. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is, we won! We won by being introduced to Kitty, the second coming of Darian Lake and Gemma Collins. I almost compare her to Trisha Paytas because the resemblance is uncanny, but I like Kitty too much to compare her to Trisha. And in the first place, no surprises here, is Vaday, with a PP score of 4. No, she does not have the best track record in Drag Race history. She also doesn't have the best track record for Drag Race UK, but you know what? She is up there in the top 10. I'm just talking about the RuPaul judged seasons, by the way, because those only are RuPaul's Drag Race season, you know. Anyways, I'm glad that Ella is number 1 here, because we needed to have the trade of the season also be the best competitor. It really shows you that, yes, beauty is everything. I'm kidding, of course, because, yeah, Ella did show us beauty, but she also showed us great comedy, pretty good acting skills, good performing skills, of course, and so on and so on. It's no surprise that she has never landed below safe in the season. She was a fucking tank in the competition. All props to her for killing it and coming out of her shell. The biggest winner of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 3 is me! I got introduced to Alicia Dixon and Mystique and their song Scandalous. I won finally. No, but for real. The biggest winner is the queen that placed the most above her original placement in this PP or track record based ranking. And that person is, of course, Victoria Scone. Some might find this unfair, but hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles. The biggest loser, aka the queen that placed the most placements below her original placement, is Vanity Milan. No surprises here. Whew, let's talk about the notes, aka why these placements? Starting with episode 1, Victoria and Scarlett are high while River is low. Yes, Victoria did do better than Scarlett. But no, we are not adding another tier in the rankings or doing 4.5 points or whatever. Because that twist was added onto this episode and later another episode for no reason. Expanding the point system for just 2 episodes does not work because of the change in the maximum. Yes, when there are mini challenges, the maximum of 6 points is different to the episodes that don't have mini challenges where the maximum is 5 points. However, if there is a mini challenge, we know that the maximum is 6. With this twist being here, the maximum for each episode would be 5 or 6, or in the case that also would include a mini challenge, 6 or 7. It's just not a good method to follow, trust me. In episode 2, the high queens are Kitty and Veronica, while Charity is low. In the 3rd episode, Scarlett wins the mini challenge, Ella and Krystal are high, and Choriza is low. The 4th episode is specific because it has 4 winners. Yikes! However, because the queens were judged in teams, the losing team cannot be anything but safe, low, or up for elimination. Kitty, as the best of the worst, is safe, and Krystal is low. This episode also had a double Shantae, so it's low-key a filler episode. The 5th episode... No queen won this week. So there are no high placements in my book. Also, if you have not figured it out by now, the placements here have nothing to do with the order of somebody being called safe. They have to do with the edit of the episode and the critiques that the queens get. Thus, only River and Ella are safe in this episode. The rest, except for the bottom 2, are low. Now why is that? Kitty got mixed critiques, being praised on her overall presentation but negatively judged on the choices that she made in the challenge. Choriza got mixed to negative critiques, being judged on not having a better role in the challenge and on having possibly the worst look on the runway. Krystal was mixed across the board. In the challenge, they liked that she let go, but they wanted more still. On the runway, she looked great, but what she wore was basic and did not look expensive. Vanity, lastly, was told that she was fine, but that it was maybe too little too late for her. Leaving only Vanity in that bottom 3 was just shitty, as for example, Choriza got more negative critiques than her. Just something to think about. Lastly, Scarlett and Krystal both won the mini challenge. For episode 6, the Snatch Game episode, Kitty is high and Krystal is low. Choriza, even though she got eliminated later, is the winner of that episode's mini challenge. Episode 7, with the fugly ball tingling, Krystal is high and Ella is safe. Based on the judges' critiques, both in quality and quantity, Krystal got better critiques, meaning that she got more positive critiques, and the positive she did get was more impressive than Ella's "okay, you did fine" critiques. For the 8th episode, we did not have a bottom 2, so no low placements. Thus, a double win and a double safe. And lastly, in the 9th episode, Kitty Scott-Claus is high. And that's it. That's the video. If you have made it this far, please leave your unpopular opinions on the season in the comments down below. We're doing a thing next week. Do you think the right queen won the season? How did you enjoy the season? Hope you've had a good week so far, and thank you for watching.